It is Wednesday. It is the 2nd of July. I'm Monita Rajpal. This is CNN News Center, live from Hong Kong. Our top stories today. The body of a teenager has been found in Jerusalem in a suspected revenge attack for the deaths of 3 Israeli students. Police say a Palestinian boy was seen being forced into a car in Beit Hanina. They later recovered a body in a wooded area of West Jerusalem. Well, after the service, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed to avenge their deaths. With the latest on that, Atika Schubert joins us now live with more on what that kind of avenging will, what form it will take. There, Atika?
I'm actually in the neighborhood of Shwafat, which is in northern Jerusalem, and this is where that teenager was reported to be abducted last night. And as you can see, anger has boiled over here. We've got Israeli forces here with stun grenades and tear gas, and if you could look a little further there.
Atika, thank you very much for that. You and your crew do take care out there. Atika Schubert there, live for us from just north of Jerusalem. Here in Hong Kong, police say more than 500 people have been arrested for taking part in illegal sit-ins, which followed a massive pro-democracy march. Protesters were cleared from the city's business district and outside government offices. They are demanding the right to free elections. Some of the other stories that we're following for you here at CNN News Center. Iraqi security forces and supporters of a radical Shiite cleric clashed on Tuesday night in Karbala. Police say at least 3 people were killed and 9 wounded. This military Humvee was set on fire. At least 4 Afghan military officers were killed when a suicide bomber attacked their bus this morning. The Taliban has claimed responsibility. The blast happened in a heavily secured downtown area near Kabul University. It is the first major attack in Kabul since last month's disputed presidential election. Former French President Nicolas Sarkozy is now under formal investigation for alleged influence peddling and corruption. AFP is now reporting he has been charged with corruption. He was questioned for hours on Tuesday over claims he offered prestigious jobs to top magistrates in exchange for confidential information about legal cases against him. You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. News Center live from Hong Kong. I'm Monita Rajpal. In South Africa, the Oscar Pistorius murder trial has entered its final days. One of the last witnesses is the athlete's agent. The prosecution just finished cross-examining him, pressing him on whether the athlete had a tendency to lose his temper. CNN legal analyst Kelly Phelps is in Pretoria. And Kelly, it seems as though his temper is at the crux of the prosecution's case.
Yes, the prosecution have relied very heavily from the beginning of this trial on evidence of Pistorius's bad character generally.
Kelly, thank you for that. Kelly Phelps there, live for us from Pretoria. South Korea's defense ministry tells CNN Pyongyang launched 2 short-range rockets on Wednesday morning. They flew for about 180 kilometers before falling into the sea. North Korea has carried out a series of similar missile and rocket launches in recent months. This latest launch comes a day after South Korea rejected Pyongyang's request to call off joint military exercises with the U.S. next month. Japanese and North Korean officials clashed on the issue of Pyongyang's missile testing at the start of face-to-face talks on Monday. The 2 sides were meeting on another matter. They're looking into possibly reopening investigations into a series of kidnappings that took place in the 70s and 80s. The first tropical storm of the season at the Atlantic looms off the east coast of the United States, and the tropical Pacific is pretty active as well. Karen McGuinness is at the World Weather Center with all of that for us. Karen?
Yes, Monita, things have fired up fairly quickly, and in both basins.
Karen, thank you so much. You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. The win at Wimbledon that has everyone talking. How a 19-year-old Australian beat world #1 Rafael Nadal. You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. Serena Williams retires with an illness. Maria Sharapova crashes out after a 3-set defeat. And world #1 Rafael Nadal suffers a shock loss to an Australian teenager. There's been some pretty high-profile exits at Wimbledon. Let's get more now from Christina McFarlane, live from London. So, Christina, let's begin with this 19-year-old who has thrown a spanner in the works for the world's top-ranking player.
Yeah, Monita, it was a truly unbelievable scene at the All England Club yesterday. They're calling it the greatest upset.
Well, we wish her a speedy recovery. Christina, thank you very much for that. Christina McFarlane there, live for us from London. Well, to another sporting event that has us glued to our television sets or your mobile devices, whichever way you want to watch it. The World Cup quarterfinals are set. Argentina advanced to the last 8 after defeating Switzerland. The U.S. may be out of the World Cup, but goalkeeper Tim Howard has become a bit of a national hero. His stellar performance against Belgium is the talk of Twitter, and we've picked out a couple of some of the users' lighthearted comments for you. You are watching CNN News Center. I'm Monita Rajpal at CNN Hong Kong. Thank you for joining us. I'll update you the news headlines in just a few minutes.